899 people have been killed this year by police. Now, not all of those are police brutality cases, but that number is still way too high. We should not fear the police. The police are here to protect us and make sure we are not harmed. Now, maybe some of you guys have heard of a police brutality case. Maybe the most popular one of our generation is the one in Ferguson, Missouri in 2014, when an unarmed black man named Michael Brown was shot in the back by a police officer. I remember watching that court hearing, and I remember when they said he was not guilty and the uproar of riots happened. Today I'll provide you the information on what police brutality is, the statistics of police brutality, and how we can combat police brutality. Police brutality is the excessive and or unnecessary force by police when dealing with civilians, according to the blackdictionary.com. False arrests happen all the time, and also verbal and physical abuse happen. Police brutality goes all the way back to the 1870s, when police would go to jobs and hurt the workers that were going on strike. And maybe the most popular to ever happen was the civil rights movement in the 60s, when African Americans were trying to get the same rights as whites. And probably the most recent is when the Mexicans were peacefully protesting at the Guatemalan border, and the Border Patrol used tear gas on families. Now that I've given you info on what police brutality is, let's get into the statistics. As you see here, a lot of people probably think that black people are the most killed by police or in cases, but as shown here, it's mostly whites that are involved in these police brutality cases. In 2017, 940 out of the 987 cases of police brutality were linked. As of 2018, there have been more white people killed by police than African Americans. And something that no one really thinks about is the cost. It costs about $2 million taxpayers' dollars for the misconduct of what the police do. And did you know, out of all the police stations, only 17,000 record misconducts? Now that you know some statistics, let's talk about some ways to combat police brutality. Some ways to combat police brutality is to cooperate with the officer, to make sure that you follow what he or she says all the time, and to also know your rights, because it could save your life. We should also force police officers to wear body cameras so we know what happens with every interaction they have. And some more confusing and probably more hard ways to combat it is when you are recruiting a police officer, you should try to maybe run some tests and make sure they're not racist or have anger issues. Now that I've given you the information on what police brutality is, some statistics of police brutality, and how we can combat it. So I think you guys should stand up for what you think is right and help people be less harmed by police officers. Thank you.